Now, the West Bengal Assembly has unanimously passed the Aprajita Bill, a significant anti-rape legislation aimed at fast-tracking punishments for rape and crimes against women. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee have emphasized the need for swift justice, proposing death and life sentences for severe cases. The law seeks to close loopholes in the existing legislation. The bill proposes capital punishment for those convicted of rape resulting in the victim's death and mandates life imprisonment without parole for those convicted of rape and gang rape. The legislation also aims to introduce stricter penalties for repeat offenders, including life imprisonment or death penalty along with substantial fines. Moreover, it does propose penalties for the unauthorized printing or publishing of court-related matters with sentences ranging from 3 to 5 years of imprisonment and fines. The tabling of the Aprajita Bill in the Bengal Assembly has raised the question as to whether a state government can tweak central laws. Constitutional experts have noted that the states can do this under Article 254 of the Constitution. However, the law will need the assent of the President. Under fire, is it the state government's face-saving attempt after massive protests from citizens of Bengal in recent times? That's the question we'll also be probing. As far as the Kolkata doctor's death is concerned, and the new anti-rape law, we will be questioning under fire, is this the state government's diversionary tactic?
আমি আপনাদের বলি 1913 সালে আমাদের যে 88টা ফাস্ট্যাগ কোড ছিল তার টাকা কেন্দ্রীয় সরকার বহন করতেন, সেই টাকা দেয়া বন্ধ করে দিয়েছেন। প্রধানমন্ত্রী করতে পারেনি বলে আমরা করেছি। প্রধানমন্ত্রী, আপনি দেশের লজ্জা, আপনি মেয়েদের প্রোটেকশন দিতে পারেন না, তাই আপনার পদস্থ মন্ত্রীর পদত্যাগ দাবি করছি।
অসাইতে পরিণত হচ্ছে দিনের পর দিন ডাক্তাররা। দিন আন্দোলনের নামে মানুষকে গরিব গরিব মানুষ যারা চিকিৎসার জন্য আসে প্রাইভেট হসপিটালে যাওয়া, তো আজকে তারা যখন চিকিৎসা পরিষেবা থেকে তারা ব্যাহত হচ্ছে বা তারা পরিষেবা পাচ্ছে না।
टीएमसी की मानसिकता तानाशाही मानसिकता एंड कल्चर है, इसलिए टीएमसी तो नाम नहीं हटा।
And with that, let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I'm joined in by Riju Datta, who's the national spokesperson of the All India Trinamool Congress. Also joined in by Dr. Manoj Kumar, who's the principal director of cardiac sciences at Max Hospitals. Sumit Chandra, who's a senior lawyer at the Supreme Court, and a renowned author, Mr. Shiv Khera. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. Riju, let me congratulate you, first of all, for the passing of this bill. But, you know, the question that's now also being raised by the opposition in Bengal is that will Sheikh Shahjahan, will he be the first one to be hanged or not?
Look, to be very honest, today, at least today evening, I can't care less what the political opponents are saying. A heinous, horrific crime has taken place in our state, in our state capital, and we are all shaken by that. It's become national news, and it was the need of hour to pass this bill. And I thank the opposition, which is BJP, who unanimously supported this bill without any diversion or division, because this was the need of the hour. Until and unless we can instill fear among these culprits, these perpetrators of heinous crime, this will not stop. It is not something that is only happening in Bengal. It is happening in every state, every city of this country. So this is a first step. I hope the union government also takes note and, you know, makes these laws even more stricter. I am not here to do politics today. But one more thing additionally, I will say this. Today on the streets of Bengal, the junior doctors have been protesting. The doctors have been protesting, and it's rightfully so. I hope that the union government takes note of this anti-rape bill, Aparajita, but more than that, the central government or the union government also takes note of the Central Protection Act that is the need of the hour for the doctors.
Yes.
I come from a family of doctors, and it is not just Calcutta or West Bengal. Every government-run hospital in this country where junior doctors, junior residents, senior residents are doing marathon duties. There are multiple places where there is no CCTV, no security, nothing. They're at the beck and call of the patient parties and the patients, and even outsiders who are rampantly, walking or loitering inside hospital premises. So I believe Bengal has shown the way. Aparajita is the first step. The union government should take note of it and should follow more stricter laws to be implemented, because Abhishek Banerjee has said that in the winter session he will move a private member bill also for stricter laws. And secondly, CPA should be installed immediately in this
That's
country.
a point you've made. Radhika, many are saying that what will now change on ground level, because it all stops with the president's assent. Will the president give her assent to this bill or not? A. B. Will the centre ensure that the president gives her assent to this bill?
I'm sure a bill like this should be passed. It's the need of the hour and everybody wants that. I don't think there is any woman in the country, or any man for that matter, who does not want a bill like this to be passed. But we have to look at the nitty-gritties and everything that is there in the bill. Is Mamata Banerjee also going to apologize at the same time for Sandesh Khali and ensure that Shahjahan Sheikh is the first person to be hanged under this bill? The first rapist to be hanged? And we are waiting for that. Walk the talk. You're bringing in the bill, but what are you going to do? How are you going to implement it? If you remember, the Prime Minister on 15th August, from the ramparts of the Red Fort, had said that there are laws, but the states have to ensure that those laws are enacted and nobody is let off. So, are they going to implement this first on the Sandesh Khali incident? We are waiting. Is he going to be the Shahjahan Sheikh, going to be the first person? And he should. They should take that moral responsibility. And I would like to ask the TMC spokesperson here, Rijuji. He's always very outspoken. Are you people going to make Shahjahan Sheikh the first person to be hanged, the first rapist, because that has happened under your watch?
Riju, let's have it straight from the horse's mouth. Let's have it on record as a promise coming from the TMC. Will Sheikh Shahjahan be hanged or not?
I am, as soon as the Honorable President of India gives her assent, passes this bill is applicable. Anybody who has committed this heinous crime, whether it is TMC, whether it is Sheikh Shahjahan, whether it is BJP, whether it is from any religion background, caste, creed or color, irrespectively, will be punished. We will walk the talk. We will make sure Bengal is a safe place for women, which it has been over the years.
All right.
But my question, Akanksha, my counter question, because this was a political question.
I have other guests as well.
Yes, I'll just 1 second.
No, I asked as a woman. Rijuji, I asked as a woman. I asked as a woman who was not today that the only chief minister in the country has to
Radhika ji, 1 second. Sun lijiye. If we take this, if Sheikh Shahjahan, these laws are implemented on Sheikh Shahjahan, can you say today on this channel on record, these laws, if implemented by the union government, will be applicable on Prajwal Ravanna and Brijbhushan Saran Singh also? Can you say that on record? I have said it on record. Can you say that? That these laws will be implemented on Brijbhushan Saran Singh, Kuldeep Singh, Prajwal Ravanna, and 39% of the union cabinet, which has molestation and female charges against women against them, was sitting in the union government. Say that. Let's do that. Let's make India a safe place for women.
All right. So let me put in my word. Any person, I will repeat, any person, whoever it is, who is found guilty of these heinous crimes will not be spared. Please remember that. And we walk the talk. We are not going to start covering up the crime scene. We are not going to let our doctors go on and protest on the road. We are not going to try and promote those people who tried to hide the crime scene, not going to hide their promotion, hide their corruption, who's been arrested. Now, we all saw what you did with Sandeep Ghosh, but I'm telling you with utmost responsibility as a Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, there is zero tolerance policy against rape, and anyone who is found convicted will have to go through the strictest punishment possible, and the Prime Minister is absolutely
all right
bent on that.
Riju and Radhika, both of you have made your points. Sumit Chandra, now I'd like to bring you in. First of all, thank you for so patiently awaiting your turn. I just want to ask you, many are also saying that this Aprajita bill has also exposed the loopholes in the current existing legislation. Would you agree to that? Because so far the centre's always been talking about how the BNS or the BNSS or the POCSO, all of them have very stringent rules and laws when it comes to capital punishment for rape.
Yes, in fact, I totally agree with you. These laws are already there. They are strict. They are becoming stricter, which is a very good thing. It's a positive sign. But so far as a criminal trial is concerned, I think something need to be practical and not emotional. Now, what I don't understand is if you look at the procedural law that has been amended, and I mean, if it can be done, why not? But the law that has been amended which is section 346, which says that, the trial is to be completed within 30 days. I mean, for earlier, from the date of the charge sheet, it would take normally 2 months, which was anyways a reduced time period. Now it has been reduced further to 30 days. Investigation, which earlier would take 2 months again, has now reduced to 21 days, extendable by 15 days. So, if you're reducing it, even so far as the entire trial is concerned, it used to be completed. Disposal is 1 year, which was earlier 1 year. Now the disposal has become 30 days. See, it's very easy to reduce the time frames, but do we have the entire machinery to enable and ensure that we are able to complete the trial within that period? If it can be done, I think it will be the most amazing thing.
Also, the other question I want to ask you, do we really need special courts and a special task force when we already, when West Bengal government in itself is tom-tomming how they have the third highest number of fast-track courts in the state itself?
The end of the day, it all boils down to having more number of courts. It's always good. There'll be faster disposals if there are more number of judges and more number of setups. I'm totally agreeable to that. The question is, even if you increase it to double or triple the number of courts, unless the courts function, unless the courts are also supported by the machinery, the police machinery to provide the evidence and things on time, and the delays are avoided, the trial will continue to take its own time the way it is. So it reaches the court only at the stage of charge sheet. Before that, it is the investigation which takes place. So a lot of it, what we talk about, it depends on the police machinery, how efficiently they'll function, bring it to the court. And of course, once it comes to the court, if there are more number of courts, the trial can increase and make it better and faster.
All right. Dr. Manoj Kumar, I'm going to ask you now for the need for a Central Protection Act for doctors, because amid all the kind of movement, the civil movement that it's turned out to be, I think what is still not addressed is the need for that Central Protection Act, which I'm very glad that Riju has also highlighted.
The first thing, I agree, we all agree that this is not a West Bengal shame. This heinous and gruesome murder of a doctor at workplace is a national shame. But the bill has been passed unanimously in the West Bengal. But I think the law is already existing. As rightly said, that it is important the sensitivity of the law enforcing agents, because here comes the role of police. I fully agree with our colleague's statement that it is not, Sumitji very rightly said that it is the police who should be sensitive. And you can just, my big question is that the police is doing everything against the protester, doctor protestant, but they couldn't do anything to protect the doctors who were on the strike on the midnight of 15th August. They were thrashed by the gundas and the protest was vandalized. So it is, police is very important. And what is law is made, but how it will be implemented, that is most important. And doctor community is on the road, and they have said that will not stop unless there is some Central Protection Act. But I don't think it's coming right now. But definitely law enforcement is very important, and it is very difficult to work in a government hospital, especially in the emergency where the patients come sick and the attendants. But this incident is totally different from the violence against the doctor. It is basically killing of a doctor in a workplace, a rape and gruesome murder of a doctor who was on duty.
Right.
So I think the law can be in place, but law enforcing agents should be more sensitive and more active to fix the culprit, to find who are the accused. And 1 month has passed, nothing has been done. We are discussing, lot of discussion is going on, bill has been passed, but nothing has been done. No convicts. Even this guy who has been arrested by the Kolkata police, he is saying that he is not culprit, and there are a lot of evidence with CBI, but still I think nothing has been done in 1 month.
Absolutely. And in fact, let me quickly bring in Mr. Shiv Khera. Sir, thank you so much for so patiently awaiting your turn. But, you know, there's also a clause on press freedom, especially when it comes to reportage on judicial proceedings of rape cases. Do you think that removing access to the press during judicial proceedings is going to do any good when it comes to reportage of such cases? Do people not deserve to know about these judicial proceedings?
Akanksha, with your permission, may I just add a few things here? Because Nirbhaya case happened 10 years ago, and even their trial has taken almost 10 years when they said we are expediting the whole matter. And this is political and judicial problem here. And even in the US, when the Arthur Anderson case took place, do you know that there were daily trials? They were daily trials, and already a month has gone by here. And then the gentleman said, somebody said that there should be police. Can you have one policeman for every citizen in this country? Answer is no. No country can provide those kind of things at all anywhere in the whole world. So I personally feel, the way I see it, I think the center ought to be taking responsibility for it. For the last 10 years, the law and order situation in West Bengal has been a big problem. They should have set up a presidential rule 10 years ago in that state. They have not done it. It has just gone from one bad to worse. And I blame the center for sitting quietly the way they have done all this time. So the way I see it, that it is people blame the system. Who created the system? People who are dishonest, people who are corrupt, they like to have the system all messed up. Why? So that dishonest people never get found out and the honest people are in trouble. And the way the judicial system works, it protects the criminal and penalizes the honest people. And that is the sad part. I really don't have much to say about it. I think if this doesn't say enough, I think what else? I could keep talking and we'll keep repeating the same thing again and again and again. And of course, capital punishment should be given. They should have daily trial in a case like this. I mean, things like this, as I said, something that was expedited in Nirbhaya case took still 10 years. What a joke. What a joke.
And how far have we come? But I'm actually going to take a question from Riju on that note. But we have some breaking inputs coming in. This is with regards to the Ministry of Home Affairs, which has in fact filed a plea before the Supreme Court, is what we are learning. And in fact, the MHA in its plea has said that the CISF personnel are not being given proper accommodation by the Bengal government. It says that due to paucity of transportation and accommodation, CISF personnel are facing a lot of difficulty and that the Bengal government ought to address these concerns. The MHA has also warned of following contempt if accommodations are not met for these CISF personnel. On that note, let me quickly bring in Riju. Riju, the other more controversial scheme that's being discussed is also about the Ratri Sathi scheme. You know, the allegation coming in from the opposition is that it's a draconian measure which, instead of allowing women to reclaim the night, is banishing them at night from their workplaces. Would you not agree it's draconian?
It is a policy that has been brought by the West Bengal. It is not a law that needs to be passed in the assembly, and there are always chances of tuning up the policy. If there are certain things that needs to be altered or edited, that can be done at any time. What is our main goal? Our main goal is, after the entire state has been shocked by this heinous crime, is to make Bengal a safe haven for women and give all sort of security possible.
Point taken, and I'll have a lady have the last word. Radhika, your closing thoughts.
Thank you, Akanksha. The Ratri scheme is right out of a Taliban playbook. It's unfortunate that a government which is led by a woman who's the only woman chief minister in the country. She is also the home minister of the country. She fails to protect her women. She goes on to protest against herself, and today she comes up with something like this, which bars women and tells women, no, don't go out at night because I have failed to protect you. I cannot protect you. Well, ma'am, then please resign. We do not need such a chief minister who cannot protect her own women. And tomorrow, if something happens, like she did with the Suzette case, she will go and say that the girl's character was not okay. That's why she was raped. The country, and even West Bengal, does not need a leader like this. I'm sorry. There is no place for Taliban leaders anymore. And so this is India. We're a democratic country. There is no place for Mamata Banerjee. If you cannot protect the women of your state.
All right, and perhaps it's not just the job of a state, but equally the job of the centre to protect its women. Many thanks to you, Radhika, and the gentleman for joining in on Plain Speak.